Each year, the Youth Global Forum brings together young, talented innovators and leaders from all around the world to discuss the most prevalent issues facing youth today. This time, participants discussed, dissected, and learned about one of the most intriguing topics we are currently facing. At the Crossroads, Industry 5.0 versus inclusive development. Where is the future?
I talked about the Industrial Revolution 4.0, the history of Industrial Revolution from the first one till the fifth one, and the impact and the challenges of this Industrial Revolution in terms of job. The technology in this revolution will create new jobs, will kill all the jobs, the challenge of cybersecurity and privacy, and the challenge of artificial intelligence ethical part. Digital is very important, but the digital revolution is part of the third industrial revolution. Now we talk about renewable energy, now we talk about nanotechnology, biotechnology, and the combination of them. The fourth industrial revolution is characterized by the three words: digital, physical, and biological. So the idea is to use all the technology from these three words to develop a sustainable growth for countries, for business, and for individuals. So this technology, like a green technology, will create sustainable or green economy. But if we combine it with the smart technology, it will be more efficient. And when we look at the future, we focus on innovation. And innovation always creates sustainable growth, economical growth, social growth, and environmental growth.
The key of my masterclass is we give a brief introduction of the development of AI, and based on that, we're discussing about the inevitably moral and ethical issues that we have to face when we push the AI technology into another level, and we leave a bunch of very hard questions for all the participants to take away home and think, and hopefully they will find a solution in the future. Now we know that AI is coming and we have to use the AI, and AI is one of the most important backbones for many of the industries and daily life. But at the same time, we fear AI because some of us fear that AI stole data from us. Some of us fear that AI can kill us if we are using an autonomous driving car. But it's the trend. It's inevitable that AI will play a huge or bigger part in our future. So how can we get used to that, and how can we trust AI as much as possible? And most importantly, how can we use AI in a good way instead of a bad way?
I always want to sort of instill this idea of time when it comes to young people and millennials and iGens. So I'm always trying to get them to understand how strange the situation is of growing up with all this data and then having issues or having problems with having too much data or not really finding your way into it.
What we were trying to do within this workshop was to work together in a way that puts people central. Not the technology, but the people. You start with the people, and the purpose of the workshop was to inspire people to become active creators of an inclusive society rather than passive consumers of technology. It doesn't happen to you. You use the technology to reach a specific goal, and what that specific goal is depends completely on the situation. So we, let's say, explored different situations, different forms of inclusion. Digital inclusion was one of them, and we put the people to work, to be honest. So I tried not to talk too much, but also to let people think about problems of others. And I provided a methodology, design thinking, that they can use to solve these problems.
I'm an ethical hacker, so I test the security of the companies or the government, and then I tell them how I was able to break their security and how they should fix it. So that's what I do. Main points. I mainly talk about the security of how they should be secure. And for example, I did 3 demos. The cool demos were how to hack Windows. So I showed them how to create the virus, how to run it in Windows, and what a bad person can do. I teach them how to, what are the risks of using, untrustful USB sticks. So what happened if you find a USB stick, you go and you plug it in. I taught them how you get hacked by doing that. I showed them how to get hacked by accessing Wi-Fis that are not yours. For example, if you are in the airport, you don't know who's running the Wi-Fi. So if you go in, I can intercept the communications and grab all your passwords. So I think that they like them. They like it.
We know this is a very critical topic because we have an agenda. This agenda must be achieved in around in 2030, according to the agreement. Every single country signed on it. But we have, during the evaluation process, we met and we realized that we need some inclusive development. That means there is no progress enough to can achieve any one from those goals in different aspects in different countries, even the developed countries at that time in 2030. I put something like the definition about something and the strategy. We spoke about the strategy, how to can create and to reach to inclusive development, to can keep the process going on, to accelerate it, and can to try to achieve the goals 2030.
Yeah, I think we're living in an increasingly complex world. We're facing incredibly complex challenges like inequality, like the climate crisis, and those challenges require us to think completely differently about how we set policy, about how we respond to issues, and what types of institutions and infrastructure we create to build a more inclusive economy. And I think one way that young people can contribute is to really build an infrastructure that's fit for purpose for society now and in the future. I think young people have shown that they are more adept and more confident with new technologies, with new ways of working, with new interactions and new types of engagement. And I think that aspect of young people will be incredibly useful. And also young people are showing that they're incredibly entrepreneurial. They're facing more challenges than previous generations faced, and they're responding to them in creative ways. So there's a latent level of creativity and entrepreneurship within young people that we can really tap into to promote inclusive development.
The promotion of the idea of dialogue, comprehensive development, I suppose what I am doing, it is introducing the idea that inclusive development means actually the search for the changing of mainstream economic model of today. And the fact that discussion along the line of inclusive development is growing, to my mind, reflects the understanding on the part of different stratum of the society that the existing model is not sustainable. It is not the result of this forum. It is published by Nobel laureates. It is published by Rome Club experts. But that is the reflection of dissatisfaction. Therefore, my participation in the forum, that is firstly the wish to share with the young people my ideas, what is actual inclusive development, what is the difference between growth and development in terms of economy, and participate in creation of some new features of understanding on the part of youth activity in this term. So I am quite satisfied with the discussion. I'm quite satisfied with the title of this session. And of course, I am honored to be among those actual experts on the matter.